combination. Greg Olsen, Christian McCaffrey at the bottom of your screen.
We're down at 7. Allen, McCaffrey, catch that diving catch.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I know we can have all those other things to say about this. This is both luck, skill, determination, and just being an awesome football player. What a catch by Christian McCaffrey.
1st and 15. Chubb with running room. Chubb to the 40. On his way to the end zone. 88 yards. Watch the poll that's going to happen here. Perfect answer to the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Nick Chubb, 88 yards.
They will run it to Johnson and lunges forward. We got to be careful with that football. He did not get in. Tyrann Mathieu was there, and the Chiefs running away with the football like they have it. I haven't heard a whistle. They may let this play out as Bashaud Breeland.
That's a great observation. Remember, this is the crew, so they let this one play out, and they'll let replay take it appears.
Now, I certainly thought this play was over. Let's see. Here's the replay. I don't think he's down yet. Oh, boy. That is really close.
That's very close, and that ball is moving. We can't tell there. There. She's right in there. Seeing that tangle.
Second down, play fake to Thompson. And across the middle, and it's intercepted by Jabril Peppers. He will go to the end zone. Winston to throw. Deep, down the middle. He's got it. And to the end zone. Mike Evans. Touchdown.
And he's just sitting on something, and Mike Evans just runs right past him.
67 yards. Look at Evans.
Fournette on first down. Has some room to run. Fournette into the open field. Stays on his feet at the 30. Fournette at midfield. Looking for blockers. Fournette still going at the 30. And Duke Dawson, can he get him down? He can. Fournette finally taken down inside the 15. An 81-yard run.
They don't fake it, and that's tipped in the air, and it's intercepted. An awkward-looking play on 4th and 2. Shaq Barrett came out of there with it. Barrett on a 4th down pass attempt, and Tampa Bay with their 3rd takeaway of this game.
Minshew hanging in there. He's on his feet again, dancing around. Dodging tacklers now. Throws end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Minshew magic. It's Raquel Olmstead's first NFL touchdown. Flacco throws it too high, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Harrison. Harrison still on his feet. At midfield, Harrison still going. And finally, Minshew has a man, and the connection is made with DJ Chark. Flag is down. They are saying that Chark was down at the 12. Flacco, play fake, trying to set up the screen to his tight end, Noah Fant. He's got some room to run. He cuts it back at the 10. Fant takes it in. Touchdown, Denver. The first NFL touchdown for the rookie tight end out of Iowa.
Sometimes it's good to be a little bit lucky.
Second down and 5, and the screen pass is going to be picked off by Jadeveon Clowney, and he's going to run it in for the touchdown on the sideline.
Well, welcome to Seattle, Jadeveon Clowney, right there. Uh-oh, look what I found here. Put my left hand out there, grab the football down the sideline. They traded for him.
Jackson going deep down the middle of the field, double coverage, leaping for the ball, incomplete at the goal line. I think they're calling it interception and a touchback. Jermaine Whitehead.
The Lions lead the Chiefs. Kansas City football, 2nd and 12. From the Detroit 46-yard line, that's where we begin with Mahomes on a blitz. He's rolling. Mahomes in trouble, throws back across his body. Oh, and a flip to McCoy from Kelsey. Look at this. McCoy in the open field. That was sick inside the 15. Barnum and Bailey from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Tell you and I before the game, Kevin, we're just out here. We have fun every day when we play. Well, how about this amount of fun and awareness? Here you go. He's got me, but he doesn't have you. How about Travis Kelce, the wherewithal, and a really nice flip?
Hey, what do I say to Panthers fan? Appreciate y'all sticking by them cardiac cats. We ain't playing. We'll be right back.
Yo, what's up? What's happening? Welcome back, fantasy players, hustlers, and grinders. Week 4 is over, and we are steadily buzzing through this long-awaited season. Hopefully your fantasy team is in the driver's seat because mine isn't. But luckily, your favorite 2 hard pipe-hitting brothers are back, and we are live for Week 5. That's right. In Week 5, we are
serving it up hot.
Yeah, baby. As always, I'm your host, the Oracle of Omaha, better known as Reggie Nobles.
a.k.a. the Lamont to my Rollo.
A.k.a. Kyle Allen is my new homeboy.
He is always going to be my guy. And with me, as always, is my little buddy, the guy who made pimping easy. He's always so fresh and clean, and he has a mean beard. If you see him in the streets, don't call him sir, because he is the one, the only Pinhead, a.k.a. the wrinkled palm player.
A.k.a. I'm so fancy.
Ooh, fancy pants.
Fancy pants. And checking the facts and giving the stats is the troublemaker you all love to hate. Tom Brady is his guy, and Mookie is his dude. He is a no-limit soldier in this game, and he is a no-limit soldier for your country. Stat G is in the house tonight, a.k.a. Mr. I'm Just Opinionated.
A.k.a. Tiny Dancer, dancing for money.
All right, man.
Good.
Hey, thanks, gentlemen, for getting together tonight. Tonight's episode is promised to be the best ever. Boy, it's going to be great. On today's episode, crazy news from around the globe, updates from the sports world. I told you so. JP is going to join us for Blurred Lines. Last week picks are in, and yes, I killed it again. And week 5, studs and duds. And maybe, just maybe, we'll have a dark cloud sighting.
We probably will.
We might. So let's begin with crazy news. So I'm not sure
this
how.
This is my favorite part.
Really, me too, man. Somebody at work asked me what we're talking about today. I couldn't wait to tell them, man. I don't know, guys, how we missed this. I don't know if y'all seen this or not. I'm new to Twitter, so this might be why I missed it. But the Juice has released a statement about AB allegedly committing a crime. I'm gonna shut it up for a second and let AB talk on. Let OJ talk on AB.
Hey, Twitter world, yours truly. Well, the first week of fantasy football is in the can. It was quite an exciting week. I did well. I won my match. I tell you this, I was a little worried at the beginning of that Kansas City game. I was a little pissed at myself for not taking Mahomes, but as the day went on, Saquon Barkley did me right, and against a tough Dallas defense. That whole Antonio Brown saga sort of worked in my favor. Because last week when he was a Raider, I thought he might be suspended. I picked up Tyrell Williams, the other receiver there, and he had a great game for me. Now I have both him, still have Michael Thomas. And this week, not long ago, a few hours ago, I'm wondering, should I play Antonio Brown as my flex next week? I'm a little concerned if he'll be on a pitch count. I don't think the Patriots will totally bench Dorsett. He'll still get some time because of the great game he had. But then I saw where somebody accused Antonio of rape. Now, let's make one thing clear. He was accused, not charged. But I don't know how that's going to affect him this week. I'm hoping it's not true. Nothing I know about Antonio would make me think he would do something like that. But, you know, as Antonio Brown turns, is where we're living now. I hope it's not true. I'm just saying, take care.
Pinhead, so my question to you, Pinhead, is it safe to assume AB did everything that he was accused of since he's riding with OJ?
Man, who knows? It's safe to say that OJ should know how that works. He says he's been accused, but I'm not sure how that works.
One of the first calls you make when you're allegedly accused, if you have access to, is OJ. What do I do, Juice?
What do I expect? What an idiot, man. If you're him, putting yourself out there on social media is probably a bad idea, period.
Well, man, he has a daily fantasy video blog on Twitter. It's truly amazing. It's funny as hell. But the thing that I take away from it the most is how great of a country we live in when OJ, and he's got thousands of followers. So I got another clip of him real quick talking about his fantasy blues.
Hello, Twitter world. It's yours truly here. Where so goes fantasy football, right? Look, my first round pick, they just helped off the field, Saquon Barkley, with an ankle injury. My second round pick finally just caught a pass with under 2 minutes to go in the first half, Michael Thomas. My third round pick has been I think, escorted out of the league for improper texting Antonio Brown. My 4th round pick retired 20 minutes after I picked him. I don't know what to tell you. That was Andrew Luck. Well, I'm suffering. I am suffering. My team sucks. That's the way it goes in fantasy football. Hey, take care.
Hey, so what messes me up there, if I knew the Juice was going to draft Mike Thomas, I would have stayed all the way from him, that guy. I don't want to touch anything that the Juice has his hands on, man.
No, but I did enjoy him suffering.
His team sucks.
Good.
God bless. Hey, so let's move down south, man, to the dirty state of Texas. A Texas family thought they spotted what they thought was a loose dog until it began to hop around. The dad, Tim, immediately said, "Oh my God, that's not a dog, it's a kangaroo." So what they actually thought was a dog that was hopping around was not a kangaroo. It was a wallaby named Muggsy, who turned out to be visiting Dallas from Oklahoma with his owner. He escaped through their backyard. Sorry, man, the dog was between my legs. He escaped through their backyard through a hole in the fence. You heard me right. It was a pet. So that kind of took me onto a little rabbit hole, man, to find out. I mean, I know what a wallaby is. I thought it was a shoe. But anyway, first thing, it is legal to own a wallaby with the right permits. They cost about $3,000. And I found this out, that the wallaby is truly an exotic pet to just about anyone. I don't know if you guys
Anyone.
Any and everyone.
It is also a delicious pet.
They are not domesticated and they cannot be house trained, and they're often nocturnal. They
That
can't.
sounds great.
They can be quite costly to keep, but the wallaby can be a great pet in the right household. Have you ever owned a wallaby?
Oh, of course.
2 or 3 of them. This is no joke, man. One night I was at the bar and it was late. The bar was shutting down. There was just a couple girls there that said come back to their place and want to have a drink or two and finish up. Well, okay, that's great. Now I go over there and we have a couple drinks. Been there 30 minutes or so, and I'm about ready to leave. And the one girl who owned the house, she said, "You probably won't believe this, but I have kangaroo in my backyard." And I said, "I completely do not believe this. We're in Kernersville proper. They're not outside of Kernersville. We're in Kernersville.
Proper.
Yeah, city limits." And so she said, "No, come back and look." And I go in the back, and there's all these like chain link fences. They're 15 feet high, all over these little pins all over her backyard. And I don't see any animals except this one like gleaming all white kangaroo, and it's only about maybe 3 feet tall. And it's gleaming white and it's not moving at all. It's completely made of porcelain. It looks like a lawn jockey. It just, it doesn't look real at all. And so I'm like, oh yeah, well that's funny, And so I go down there and it doesn't move at all. I asked her like, well, let me go in there with it then, ha ha ha, And she said, okay. And I go in and it bounces away. And as it bounces away, it looks back at me and 3 others come bounding near me, including some bigger ones. She had 4 kangaroo in Kernersville proper. She also had a falcon, an owl, and a fox. And it was the wildest thing, man. As it turns out, she went by the name of the creature teacher, and she would go to elementary schools and take these creatures and let kids mess around with them, touch them inappropriately. I don't know what they did, but I know that in the middle of the night she had an albino kangaroo bouncing around Kernersville.
What's funny is you saw a white statue and thought, lawn jockey.
I mean, that can't be real. It never entered my mind.
That's
it would
funny
be
as
real.
hell to me, man. So let me ask you this then. I don't know, man. And speaking of white, is it a white thing to take your pet on vacation? Like your wallaby? Like who takes a wallaby? Like how do you get a wallaby to
so
cooperate?
they were visiting. I thought like that the wallaby was visiting. Like they were taking him around. Like, oh, look at this exotic wallaby.
No, they were on vacation. And it was like, we're taking our wallaby. Like, that's a weird. I mean, not your dog, not your cat.
Your wallaby.
Your wallaby.
Well,
That's a white thing.
That's got to be.
That's a white thing.
that's got to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're taking our wallaby bungee jumping. You can't get any whiter than that.
I mean, I wouldn't pet a wallaby, man. I don't even know, man.
Like I said, that's a white thing.
I believe it is too, Stat. We got news from across the pond over there, don't we, Ben?
We do indeed, man. I came across this interesting story. It's the Welsh town of Porthcawl. It's a small town in Wales, and they installed new restrooms in their Griffin Park. They used to have a park called Griffin Park, and these new restrooms are anti-sex, drugs, and graffiti restrooms, which, begged a lot of questions to me. I'm like, Julie, I'm going to read the rest of this article.
Anti-sex,
Right.
drug, and graffiti.
Yes. And
So
it says,
anti every other bathroom in the world.
yeah, basically. Right. Every other park bathroom in the. I can only imagine they've had troubles of some type to go through this. It cost them over $200,000 to build this one restroom.
Oh, my God.
But they have a toilet that can determine how many people are on it by weight. Right, and the toilet ensures that there's only one person in each stall at a time. Any violent movements inside a stall set off a water jet that soaks the users, along with sounding off an alarm and automatically opening the doors of the stall. The water jets are also used to prevent smoking and drug taking in the stalls. The walls and floors are graffiti resistant.
So do multiple people sit on the toilet at the same time and do drugs?
Well, I don't know, but I know several people who weigh as much as multiple teenagers.
Very, very true.
How is this? These fat people who get sprayed?
Every time.
How about people who need a little help in there? Yes, handicaps or young folks.
You're
might
moving
need a little-
around trying to get comfortable.
Right. You just don't. What if you slip and fall? Is that a violent movement? Seems like it is. Floor's wet. Somebody else did it before.
So this is just a public restroom?
It absolutely is, man.
Just
yeah.
where? I mean, what? Is it highly trafficked? Do you know anything?
I guess it is, because it says that it'll also keep the homeless out, because it has a limit as how long you can stay in one place. If you stay in one place too long, it'll spray your ass, and then the alarms come off. Yeah, and there's a lot of people are voicing concerns, especially handicapped people. I mean, I get it. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sympathetic to the handicapped, but I would hate to be handy. Or just say you're
You said someone that's heavier, they're going to get sprayed.
Yeah.
It sounds like the South in the 50s.
But it also went on to say, it kind of does. But it also went on to say that despite all the gripes, the town council has no plans of scrapping this. They're going forward. It's happening. And they began the 1st of October to build this thing.
Wow.
At the cost of $200,000
for one restroom.
One public park restaurant. And what kind of problems do you have to justify signing off on that if you're the guy in charge of the budget?
I don't know, but I want in.
This is, I take it this is both sex. Like this is since it's one bathroom, it's just unisex.
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't discriminate.
I'm going to try to keep up with this. I'm trying to keep up with my favorite bathroom in Porthcawl, Wales. If you hear me talk about Porthcawl, Wales,
please,
you know what's coming.
We need updates on this
There's going to be some hilarity ensuing after that.
Oh my God!
You can only hope that there are cameras in the restroom.
I want to go to Wales to install some type of,
Well, the money's
Fly
good.
on the wall.
Right. Yes. Live feed 24/7.
Well, and you would, anything that goes down, you would get to see what it is because the stall door flies open immediately.
Oh my!
I mean, can you imagine what our Twitter feed would look like, dude? We could. Hey, man, that's.
We'd have more followers than OJ.
So back to our our Cash App account here, guys. So new fund. We need money for trip 3 to Wales, so we can go and install in our camera here, man. So yeah, man. So we can have the
Think
best.
of the enjoyment you'll have once we do this.
We need an eye in the sky.
I need an update. Was last week's plea? Did it provide any yield?
Well, what had happened was, Penn, we didn't get the show out Friday night because we did it Friday morning because we did it Friday night. Saturday, our actual listeners were down a little bit, and we apologize to everybody for that. We had a little technical difficulties that prevented us from getting that on time. However, there is no excuse for you guys not helping out. I'm talking to the listeners, not you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you guys.
No,
you guys help out
We need
plenty.
to berate the listeners. We've done very little of that.
No, man. I mean, I think if you're.
We appreciate you guys for listening.
But if you're listening now and you hadn't gone to Reggie_Nobles on your Cash App and sent us any funds, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you think that being at the tavern drinking is free? We need your help.
Green for me with an E on the end. Green for me. That's mine. So we'll disperse it.
And Pinhead, yours is?
I don't have one.
I'll just give you cash.
You just have to hand me cash.
Hand me cash is going to be your new handle. I'm gonna set that up. I'm gonna set that up. It'll go to my account.
That's fine.
But they'll technically be handing you cash.
I was thinking we were all. I was thinking we were all in it for 33 1/3.
Well,
we'll disperse evenly for sure.
Okay,
we're gonna have to check stat though, because I don't trust his stats anyway. We need access to your account, man. Let's mosey over to updates from the sports world. John Ross, the Cincinnati Bengal stud receiver, is out for the season. He was placed on IR yesterday. I don't know if this affects that team as a whole, but it does have some fantasy implications for anyone who chooses to start Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, as they call him, for whatever reason. And there may be a next man coming up, man. We'll talk about that down the road. Saquon Barkley is back at practice. He's running and cutting. Probably won't play this week. But how incredible is this, that in 10 days, this kid is doing what some doctors said would take 4 to 8 weeks to do. Pinhead.
And toward the 8th week. More.
Right. My question to you, brother, is when's the last time you had an injury? What was it, and how long did it take you to heal?
Oh, man, it's embarrassing. Coming off of this superhuman healing story, I guess. I had a concert at the tavern that I'd promoted. It was Sarah Shook and the Disarmers, and I had to move a couch. And I had moved this couch many times. It's really light, and I didn't think I needed to use my legs, but I should have. And I felt a small explosion in the bottom of my back, shot down both butt cheeks all the way to my knees, just paralyzed me. I couldn't breathe. Just pulled a bunch of muscles. I hurt my sciatic nerve. And long story short, I would say before I was completely pain-free, 18 months.
18
months. Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah, man. That sucked, you know. But back to Barkley, I think this may do for that injury what Adrian Peterson did for the ACL. Just make unrealistic expectations for people.
Some people heal better. I heal pretty well on just like normal things, but I've never had a.
We're gonna put that to the test. I'm gonna jab you tonight.
Again?
See how that makes you feel. No, I mean, some people do heal faster, man. But I think it's got a lot to do with just sports medicine and technology, man. I mean,
and his age.
Yeah, well,
he's much younger than you, Penn.
No,
if I may say.
Oh yeah, I didn't hurt like that when I was younger, man. No way.
Dude, I played ping pong profusely at the beginning of this summer. One weekend, I'm hanging out in the pool, having a cold one, and my elbow is killing me. Right? It's just killing me, man. I can't figure out what's going on. And one of my neighbors, she's questioning me, like, well, what have you been doing? I'm like, just working and driving, doing some 12-ounce curls, man, and playing ping pong. And then it hit me. I had table tennis elbow.
Hey, I've been sore from playing darts because that's not a normal motion that you do. And then your whole elbow be sore the next day, or go bowling one weekend and you haven't been in 6 months.
Sure.
Your arm will be falling off.
I play darts all the time, and I've played with some guys, like really gym-oriented muscle guys, and we'll play 2-3 games, And the next time I see them, they're like, God almighty, my arm is killing me. And I can literally play darts from now till
But you do it, so you're not. So
right.
like if it's
I know why it is.
That popping out motion is weird though. It makes you feel like, damn, my elbow hurts from darts.
Right. Yeah. Oh, those guys were almost like humiliated that their arm hurt. And I'm like, dude, this is not something you do, man.
Right.
It's not.
But we Pinhead and I played a few seasons together, and at the beginning of the season, you go through that, that pain, and by the third week, you're just popping it, man. So let's mosey over to the Midwest in Minnesota. Social media is blowing up over rumors of Stephon Diggs after he missed practice today for what was put on the injury report as a non-injury related reason. The talented wideout is obviously being underutilized, and he's definitely frustrated in Minnesota. I have to think that somewhere right now, Bill Belichick is sitting somewhere grinning, like, yes.
Yeah, I feel bad for Minnesota. If this isn't, they're worse than they were before Kirk Cousins.
They really are.
It almost makes you think they should have stuck with Bridgewater.
Or Keenum.
Yeah. I mean, golly, man, they've been so up and down. The weeks that they've been good, they've been the exact kind of smash mouth team that I like. Yeah, they kind of comes in, we don't pass away unless we have to, and we beat the hell out of it. Well, but then the other weeks they've just been bad. Nobles are just bad.
And it is Cousins. I mean, if you watch him play, he makes some bad throws. He hangs onto the ball a little bit too long. I mean, you wouldn't expect that for someone who's been in the league as long as he has.
And he's played well at times in the league.
He's played really well in this league.
I like Kirk Cousins as a person.
I do too.
Just as a person, I'm a fan, basically. I don't not necessarily. A lot of times when I say I like somebody, that means I'm picking them. Yeah, but in this case, it just means I like him.
Right. Well, hey, real quick before we move over to any other segments, I don't know if you guys heard Andy Reid's after the game comment, but check this out.
Not all of Mozart's paintings were perfect. Huh? That was beautiful, man. Hey, the end result, though, that sucker's going to sell for $1 million.
Mozart did 0 paintings.
No, but they were not all of them were perfect though.
Mozart's a composer.
I understand.
Meaning not all of them were perfect.
Meaning, I mean,
no way did he mean to say. No way.
I don't know.
No, hell no. No way.
I don't know. I don't know what the man knows.
Mozart was a painter.
I don't know what.
Andy Reid is not cultured enough to not to do that, and it wasn't even a funny, well-rounded joke. If he did mean to joke,
you could be surprised. Maybe he didn't know.
He said.
I don't think he knew. I think he didn't know.
Oh, you think he did know?
I think he just thought that it was, just like one of my favorite quotes ever was Joe Theismann on Monday Night Football, saying that you didn't have to be an Alfred Einstein to play quarterback. Well, yeah, that's not even his name.
Right.
Well, I feel like this is the same. Not all of Mozart's paintings were perfect. Mozart didn't do any paintings. He wrote songs.
But when he finished, they were worth $1 million.
What does that mean? No, that's terrible, man. I cannot believe that Andy Reid meant to do that.
He should stick to offense.
Well,
I wonder if anybody in that locker room, surely some of the guys were like, man, Coach is a dummy.
Coach, you know you foobarred last night, right?
Yeah. See, that is absolutely. You know, not all of Da Vinci's songs really rock the house.
All right. Hey, so I got one for you, man. I don't know if you guys heard about Brandon Marshall, but he's talking about boxing.
I'm about to do the unthinkable. 13 years NFL, 35, phenomenal shape, just went 24 rounds. I'm about to do the unthinkable. Heavyweight champion in the world. A lot of people didn't try and failed. I promise you. Joshua, Wilder, Ortiz, Fury, all them boys, y'all can get it. I'm telling you. Y'all not tough, y'all not strong. Where I come from and what I've been doing in my life, bro, I'm built for this. I promise you that. I'll see you next May.
He's going to end up unconscious.
I'm from Missouri.
I love Brandon Marshall. I really do. I liked him as a football player, man. I even like him on Inside the NFL on Showtime. I mean, he's really well spoken, but I think this boy has lost his rabbit ass mind.
For sure.
He's 34.
Especially talking about Wilder. Are you serious?
34. I don't know what he's done in life that he thinks he's trained to box.
the last couple months.
I remember there was a wide receiver of similar build, similar age at that point as Westbrook.
Okay.
Do you remember him? And he went into fighting, got knocked out, quit fighting. I kind of think that's what's going to happen here. He's going to go into fighting. They may put him up against Glass Joe in the first round, first bout. But then he'll get knocked out and he'll quit fighting.
Yeah, do you think it'd be a big card, a big draw?
Yes, because it's Brandon.
I think it would be. I think it would be an undercard on some bigger deal.
Yeah, I don't see it being a big deal.
Maybe have a fight at damn Soldier Field or something like that, and you put him in an undercard.
I think Jim Brown actually trained to box, but he never did it.
That's probably smart, too. He was smarter than Marshall.
Well, but I would rather fight Brandon Marshall than Jim Brown.
I don't know. The height would get me.
But I'm saying that in that day and age, man, Jim Brown was he was much bigger for people back then than Brandon Marshall is for people now.
Right. Brandon Marshall, 6'4", 245, 34. That's the magic number, though. 34.
Nobles, who is undefeated?
In heavyweight?
No, Father Time, baby.
Oh, no doubt. I thought you said in the underweight division. Yeah, Father Time. Father Time has knocked many a folk out. And Brandon, please don't do it, man. If you're chiming in this week, man, don't do it, man. I'm going to hit you up on your Instagram. I want to see you back on Inside the NFL this coming Tuesday, man. Don't die on us, Brandon.
Brady's defying.
Brandon. Oh, God mighty.
Where's my sound?
Well, I'm actually going into one little segment before we move over real quick. One other sound. This is actually one of the cooler things that I've seen this weekend and sounds from around the league. What a hell of a catch by TJ Lockett. I'm really loving this kid, man. I spoke on him last week, man. Man, he's the dude, man. I mean, he's finding his way around the ball. But Deshaun Watson was asked the question did you guys see this? He was asked the question at post game after the Panthers. He rips his reporter apart.
Coverage they're playing. Is there anything you guys can do as an offense to manufacture more opportunities for you to try them downfield?
I mean, you know what coverage they're playing?
Well, you said earlier.
I'm just asking. I'm not.
No. I want to.
It's cover 4.
Yeah.
So what the safeties are doing? They're playing deep, and they're guarding number 2. Corners sink, and they trap 2. And so what they're doing is keeping everything in front. The linebackers are playing anything that crosses. Kuechly is playing the middle. He stops everything that crosses the middle. He jumps everything that, and the safeties is charging on number 2. So if the safeties are playing low, then we can't take that. We have to hit double moves. Mm-hmm. We did the post because Reed stepped up on 2 with an out over the top. I didn't hit it. Same thing with Hop, in route, safety jumped up. He went vertical. I didn't hit it. That was the only 2. After that, they played back, cover 2, 6, buzz, which is safety. Reed comes in between. Kuechly, the outside linebacker, he plays deep. I got to get rid of the ball.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My favorite part of that whole thing is he's explaining the coverage to this reporter, and he's first question he asked him was, "Do you know what coverage they were in?" The guy was like, "Nah," and then he breaks it down, and he's like,
I find it impossible not to like Deshaun Watson.
I like the kid, man. I really like him, man. He's a cool cat, man, and the way that he handled that guy.
Did you hear about the report about him that he was back in the game after he had a chest injury, and he's actually listed on the injury report this week, the early week, with a chest injury.
Really?
But there was a report that came out that said that when he came back into the game last week, I think they played the Panthers. Yeah, when he came back in that game, that he had a broken rib and a partially deflated lung, a partially collapsed lung.
That's happened to him before.
Yeah, and but when asked about it afterwards, he refused to deny.
As the great ones do.
He didn't confirm, but he refused to deny. But he said that nothing was going to keep him from playing this week. But I mean, man, hey, whoa.
Yeah.
That's a little scary. I don't like to be playing anything when my lungs partially collapsed. I prefer to be like prone and having nurses around me and shit.
I've become partial to breathing.
Yeah, man. Pretty much all bets are off.
I mean, I'm in love with air.
Just recently, though, right?
Like when we were playing.
I've been doing it for 40 plus years.
Like a few years ago, when
if you take it from me, I might die. You know.
Yeah, a few years ago, when you and I were playing that dart game, I was like, I'm just gonna have to stop, man. I'm pretty sure that my lung is partially collapsed. And you understood.
Right.
You didn't push me back into the game. Be like, man, you better finish.
Get up here, man.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Right.
We got 9 more darts, man.
Get back in
As
there.
it turned out, I just had too many drinks.
Well, boys, hey, listen up, boys and girls. Here we go. I told you so. When I'm right, I'm right. And just like your mama, when I'm wrong, I'm right. Boys, my confidence is at an all-time high, and so is my morale. I told y'all New England wouldn't cover. They should have lost that game, but my boy Josh got knocked the hell out. Big brother, you got to learn to slide, man. You're not going to make it in this league. You're going to be sitting on the bench with luck, passing the hot Cheetos and the Michelob Ultra on Sunday while you watch the game. But I did tell you so they wouldn't cover. I said that game would be a lot closer than it was. I said that game would be a lot closer than most people thought, and it was. So I'm not
correct, sir.
I'm not a handicapper. I just crush a lot. Yeah. So hear me now and hear me clear. Stat. The Panthers are real.
The defense is real.
It's not your time to chime in here, son. I'm gonna mute your mic. Hey, the Panthers shut down Newt like I said they would. I told you Watson wouldn't do much, and I told you Will Fuller would be the guy to watch. And had he caught that pass that Deshaun Watson just said he missed them on, I mean, he would have broke a long one. I think that would have been about 65, 70 yards. So again,
They
man,
don't have a stat for that would have caught.
Nah, and hey, this week if Minshew plays, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna show America that Minshew magic is overrated, just like Fitz magic, you know. So I'm gonna go off the record here and tell you one more time about my boy Dawson Knox. I don't know if you guys have seen this kid, but check out his highlight reel. The dude is a monster. He's a stud. I really like this guy in dynasty leagues. As golf turns it over yet again. And what I want to let you ladies know is game recognized game, and I see game in this guy. I keep telling y'all about my boy Kirtland Sutton. I just saw there was a 4% increase from the last time I made a rant on him. I don't understand why he's not on more rosters. He dropped 21 last week. That's all. I mean, that's not a big deal. I mean, it is a great defense. I mean, God almighty, if you can't get anything right in Denver on that roster, Kirtland Sutton, he should be on more rosters. And I've got one coming from down the pipe for you guys. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm going to hold off on this one. I'm going to hold off on this until we do our picks. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I got one more though. I got
the shots, man. I first on the marquee.
I got another gem. I keep dropping gems, man. That's what we said we were gonna do this season. We said we're gonna drop some gems. I've been doing a lot of research, studying a lot of tape. You know, I'm watching games every Sunday, all day Sunday.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. I mean, I'm putting a lot of work and time and money into this.
I've been going to church a lot.
And
I call bullshit.
Been dropping gems and singing hymns.
Well, man, hey, let's mosey on over to talk to my man Jay real quick, man. It's time to pay some bills. Let's bring on Jay for Blurred Line.